Assalamualaikum. My name is MUNIERA binti AZAMI. From the article that we use in this presentation, globalization refers to the spread of flow of financial products, technology, goods, information and job across national borders and culture. Other than that, in economic terms, it describes an interdependence of nations around the globe for trade through the free trade. That's all from me.
Next, we're moving on to the proponents of globalization. Firstly, it allows developing countries to catch up to industrialized nations through manufacturing, diversification, economic expansion, and it can improve in standard of living. Secondly, businesses that outsource brings job and technology to developing countries, which can help them grow their economies. Trade initiative increase cross-border trade by removing supply-side and trade-related constraints. Lastly, globalization has advanced social justice on an international scale and advocates report focus on human rights that might be ignored on a large scale.
Moving on, cause of globalization. One clear result of globalization is that an economic downturn in one country can create a domino effect through its trade partners. Next, globalization detractors argue that it has created a concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a small corporate elite that can gobble out smaller competitors around the globe. And the last one, globalization has become a polarizing issue in the US with the disappearance of entire industry to new locations abroad. It's seen as a major factor in the economic squeeze on the middle class.
Now, why globalization is important? Globalization is important because it is one of the most powerful forces that can affect the modern world. If you do not understand globalization, it is difficult to understand the world. For example, many of the largest and more successful corporations in the world are in effect truly multinational organizations, with offices and supply chains stretched right across the world. These companies would not be able to exist if not for the complex network of trade routes, international legal agreements, and telecommunication infrastructure that were made possible through globalization. Important political developments, such as the ongoing trade conflict between the United States and China, are also directly related to globalization.
Is globalization good or bad? Based on the article, it depends. There will be a positive impact and negative impact. For the positive impact, proponents of globalization will point to the dramatic decline in the poverty throughout the world for more than 2 decades after around year 2000, which many economists attribute in part to increased trade and investment between the nations. Similarly, they will argue that globalization has allowed product and services such as cell phones, airplanes, and information technology to be spread far more widely throughout the world. On the other hand, critics of globalization will point to the negative impact it has had on specific nations' industry, which might face increased competition from international firms. Globalization can also have negative environmental impact due to the economic development, industrializations, and international travel.
Next, what is an example of globalization? Firstly, a car made in a united with parts secured from China, Japan, South Korea, Sri Lanka, and South Africa is an elementary example of globalization. Secondly, computer parts and accessories are manufactured in foreign country and are sold in another country. Lastly, automobile manufacturing makes use of spare parts from different countries and is finally assembled in one country.
Next, how does globalization impact society? Globalization has a large impact on society around the world, leading to massive migration from rural to industrial or urban areas, leading to the rapid growth of city and trade hubs. While this has led to an overall increase in income, a higher standard of living in general, it has also led to problem of urbanization, including crime, domestic violence, homelessness, and poverty. Concept of national identity, culture, and consumption pattern also change as goods from around the world become increasingly available at low price. The competitiveness of global capitalism may also lead to more individualistic ideals and contradict that cultural orientation of certain more collectiveness societies.